여보세요. 감사합니다. Hello and thank you. I want to say a special thank you because we're almost at 800 subscribers now. That's incredible. I never would have imagined having 80, let alone almost 800. So I really do appreciate it. I haven't said it in a while, but I do. I'm very grateful. I appreciate everybody's comments, sharing information, exchanging ideas with people, and learning about the groups and learning about the just a lot about the different artists and companies and everything involved with the K-pop industry. And it's been really fun. I appreciate all the views and all the likes and all of the shares and all of it. It's very, very awesome. Thank you very much. I appreciate it a lot. I wanted to check out a bit of a throwback today. This is an older group from a time before I was really aware of K-pop music as a genre completely. This goes back quite a ways. I mean, when I think about where I was, when this came out, it's kind of like, I don't know, it's kind of incredible. I mean, I missed it somehow, you know what I mean? I wasn't big on popular music in general back then. I just had, I guess, different sort of tastes at the time, and wasn't paying attention to everything that was going on. But I know this group and this song because of Twice and because of the 16 series, because it was one of these groups that when the majors and the minors were split up into A and B teams to sort of face off in the performance challenges, right? And this was a group that more than one song was featured. They decided to go ahead and cover works from this group, and I remember this when they performed the cover of it, right? I can't remember which team it was. It was like episode 6 or 7. It was a little ways into it already. But I do remember it. It was I really liked this song. I really liked the sound of it, and they did sort of a different thing where they picked two like versions of the song. There was more of a down tempo kind of version that they started with, and so they were sort of sitting in chairs, and it was more laid back, more to highlight the vocal work, and then they went into the actual upbeat, I guess the album version of the song, and probably the version that I think is going to be in this video here. So I know it's a JYP song, it's a JYP jam, so I'm pretty sure it's going to be enjoyable. I'm pretty sure it's going to be a good time, and I just wanted to check it out as part of a little bit of throwback. I wanted to check out a few of these groups that I totally missed. I mean, there's plenty of groups that I wasn't there for, but it doesn't mean that they aren't really talented and really good groups. So I just wanted to go back and hear pay a little bit more attention to what this group sounded like. I think this was over a decade ago. This is like 13 years ago or something like that. Obviously, a group that influenced the girls from Twice, right? Like they decided to cover the songs. They wanted to maybe emulate them. At certain times, they looked up to them and said, "Oh, one day we'll be, a group like that." So I thought it'd be cool to check this out. So this is Wonder Girls doing Nobody. JYP.
하이 진혁. 자, 이거 새로 나온 곡인데 노바디라는 곡이야. 느낌 아주 오는데 어때? 지금 한번 해보겠어?
감사합니다. 신사숙녀 여러분, 오늘 밤 오신 걸 절대로 후회하지 않으실 겁니다.
Oh no. No, JYP, why? Oh man.
도대체 지금 어떻게 된 거야?
Oh man.
저기요! 소개합니다. 우리 모두가 기다리고 기다리던 JYP의 신곡 Nobody!
And there's nobody there.
누가 없어요? 자, 이기기라도 빨리 가.
You know I still love you, baby. And you'll never change. I want nobody, nobody but you. I want nobody, nobody but you. 난 사람 싫어, 네가 아니면 싫어. I want nobody, nobody.
저기요!
난 싫은데 왜 날 믿었네. 려고 하니 자꾸 내 말은 듣지 않고 왜 이렇게 다른 남자에게 날 보내려 하니 어떻게 기다니 날 위해 들었던 그말 넌 부족하다는 그말 이젠 그만해 넌 나를 알잖아 왜 원하지도 않는 걸 강요해 I want nobody nobody but you I want nobody nobody but you 난 다른 사람은 싫어 네가 아니면 싫어 I want nobody 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 I want nobody nobody but you I want nobody nobody but you 난 다른 사람은 싫어 네가 아니면 싫어 I want nobody 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 난 좋은데 난 행복한데 너만 있으면 돼더 바랄 게 없는데 누굴 만나서 행복하단 거야 난 널 떠났어 행복할 수 없어 날 위해 들었던 그말넌 부족하다는 그말 말이 안 되는 말이란 걸 몰라 네가 없이 어떻게 행복해
아, 엄청난 시인이 나타났습니다. 원더걸!
I want nobody, nobody but you. I want nobody, nobody but you. 난 다른 사람은 싫어, 네가 아니면 싫어. I want nobody, nobody, nobody,
Jeez, JYP. Wait a minute. Let's go back. Hold on. Oh my goodness. I wasn't ready for that. JYP's part in there. I mean, oh my goodness. He's a funny guy, man. He's a funny guy. He's a man of many talents. It's a great, the video itself just is very funny to open, very funny to close. I don't know. Maybe he just did that to kind of get in there for a little bit, but it's a little self-deprecating. So maybe it's to take a little bit of the pressure off of the group, presumably. But as far as the song and the group there, it was wonderful. That's a really good song. It's really good. It's, when I heard it on the 16 series, I was like, oh, okay, I like this. I get into this, and of course they did something a little, well, they actually emulated it pretty well, if I'm remembering it correctly. I think they had like the whole wardrobe and the choreography. I remember that ending pose with the microphone, wrapped with the arm wrapped around the mic stand, and they kind of like leaned into it a little bit. It was, they did a good job. They did a good job, and this is a very good song. It's incredibly catchy. It's very, very hooky. That the chorus part is just super hook, man. Like no wonder, right? Like no wonder it was a hit. Sort of a throwback, like old school 60s Motown pop kind of a thing. Even the aesthetic, right? It's very like like one of those groups like Diana Ross and the Supremes, or the Marvelettes, or they have that whole style going on, the whole aesthetic, and the song is it matches. It's very much informed by some of those old Motown pop dance kind of structures, the whole sound of it, the rhythms, that percussion, boom ta ta ta, boom ta ta ta. It's a classic. It's a really, really good, man. It just like they had it down even 13 years ago or whatever. They have this ability to take something, something old and then something new, and then put them together, because it does have that classic feel to it, but everything sounds very much modern. I mean, even for something that was from 2007, or 2008, or whenever it was that it came out. I know it was around that time. It's just got everything. Like, in other words, the groups now are, of course, they sort of reach another level, right? Like they know what to do, and they do it as best they can, and they sort of ascend to higher levels of success, and you could say maybe in some regards, well, yeah, I mean, the vocals evolve, they get better, the performances evolve, the choreography evolves, you get more, like they learn to do more things. They reach into newer places and take it a little bit farther, which is a part of it. I mean, that's just the way that it goes, right? That's just the way that these things progress. And so, but this is really good. Everything about it, everything, the choreography, they sounded amazing. They sound really good, man. Really good. There was some awesome vocals at work here. Great harmonization. It's I'm gonna say like the chorus parts there. It's concise phrasing, so it's moving very quickly actually in this up tempo version of the song. But they sound very tight together in the harmonization parts. And when the members, had their individual parts up front, everyone sounds super strong. It's not lacking at all in any way. And I mean, like the quality was there already. It's only gotten higher. It's only gone up. We've only gotten better. But this, it's not to say. I mean, this is still really good, right? It's really good. Okay, so let's see. He's doing a very throwback Motown soul kind of a thing too. Almost like a James Brown type of a thing, right? This part is just, well, okay, not this part, not yet.
자, 이거 새로 나온 곡인데 노바디라는 곡이야. 느낌 아주 오는데 어때? 지금 한번 해보겠어?
So the chords even sound really good just on the piano like that, It's like it's there. You can tell already from the hearing just the chord progression being played like that on the piano. This is how you know it's good. It's just like if it's good, it's good. There's no, you can get as technical about it as you want to, but it's just something that like you can hear it. You got the ear for it. You can hear it. You got a good ear. It'll tell you, right? And in all of my studies and schooling and practice and everything, like it's still the same rule. Like if it sounds good, it's good. It's music, so you hear it. So if it sounds good, it's good. That's it. It's not any more complicated than that, But even in just chunking out the chords on the piano, like you can already tell that it's a hit. Sounds really good, actually. That's really cool.
감사합니다. 신사숙녀 여러분, 오늘 밤 오신 걸 절대로 후회하지 않으실 겁니다.
I want nobody but
That's wrong.
you.
It's wrong.
That is sad.
Come on, JYP. Check first,
저기요.
Like he didn't even learn by the end. Like check first.
Nobody.
누가 없어요?
it's not too far fetched to think that things like this have happened actually. Like, I mean, in the history of music, modern music performance, things like this, it's not like that far out there. I'm pretty sure you could actually look up and find some examples of things like this that have happened, and you never know. Like, it could be somebody's start. It could be somebody's like big break or whatever. So check if there's toilet paper first.
You know I still love you, baby.
So like the mix is really cool, man. It's like very synthy keys going on, some funky little like digital sounds, arpeggios, little flurries, right? And the percussion very sort of light and bouncy, sounding like conga drums and maracas. It's a really cool mix of different sounds, actually. I mean, it's cool.
It'll never change. I want nobody but you. I want nobody but you. 난 사람 싫어, 네가 아니면 싫어. I want nobody.
저기요.
난 싫은데 왜 날 믿었네라고 하니 자꾸 내 말은 듣지 않고 왜 이렇게 다른 남자에게 날 보내려 하니 어떻게 기다니 날 위해 들었던 말넌 부족하다.
Really punchy percussion, like pop, pop, pop. I mean, it's super punchy, right? It sounds bright. Everything sounds very bright. I like the vocal harmonization that is supporting the lead vocal melodies. You can hear them. It's a really good chord progression. The chord progression on this is so solid, dude. And there's just before this phrase right here, they harmonized and they followed the chord right before the cadence there, and the last two chords in the phrase, and it makes that whole part, like that whole entire section in there. And this, they're starting to do it again. You hear the little ooh and the ah behind it, but what they're doing is they're following the actual like root of the chord progression that's going on behind it, and it's a really it's such a perfect way to incorporate the harmonization in your verse section, right? It's really good.
이젠 그만해 넌 나를 알서 나 왜 원하지도 않는 걸 강요해 I want nobody but you I want nobody but you 난 다른 사람은 싫어 네가 아니면 싫어 I want nobody I want nobody but you I want nobody but you 난 다른 사람은 싫어 네가 아니면 싫어 I want nobody
Yes, great harmony on the chorus part. It's so good, and you got the percussion getting a little bit busier, not super busy, right? You get that little tsk, 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 little upbeats in there, just to help fill out the sound a little bit. Of course, you still have that synth keys that are going on in the background, arpeggiating over the chords. It's solid, man. It's solid. It's a good song.
난 좋은데 난 행복한데 너만 있으면 돼 더 바랄 게 없는데 누굴 만나서 행복하단 거야 난 널 떠났어 행복할 수 없어 날 위해 들었던 그 말
They sound so good.
넌 부족하다는 그 말
Very sweet.
말이 안 되는 말이란 걸 몰라 네가 없이 어떻게 행복해
Oh, the bass part, you can really hear the bass part there, and yeah, it's good. It's carrying the chord progression. It really stands out once the vocal part drops out for that section right there. But it's solid, man. It sounds like a very fun part to play, actually.
아, 엄청난 시인이 나타났습니다. 원더걸!
Very cool transition. That's super cool. That's super cool, dude. Staccato, breakdown. Nice. Very nice. That's such a good part, man. That sound like this doesn't even sound like it's old or anything. You know what I mean? This doesn't sound like it's from 13 years ago, or maybe 13 years ago it sounded like it was, 13 years ahead of its time. I don't know. And that was a solid rap section. Really awesome vocal register on that too. It's a little bit lower, you know what I mean? Like she has that lower to like mid-range, all right? And it's such a great contrast. It's a absolutely wonderful contrast to the, very sweet higher register melodies that you hear, and even in the harmonization. Yeah, man, this doesn't, like, it's aged incredibly well, right? For when it was made, when it was produced. Like, it's really solid, dude. It's a JYP track, right? And it's done by a group, a JYP group. It's just, man, it's crazy, isn't it? It's crazy, because it's this anachronistic work, a throwback to something, from the past, and then it was made a while ago, but it still sounds pretty fresh even now, like even today. It's a good song, man. Like, it's just good. It's a good song. If it's good, it's good. And if it's good, it'll be good now. It was good then, and it'll be good, later. It's just good. What?
저기요!
JYP, man. He's a very unique person, but that is funny though. No, but that's was a wonderful song. It's an awesome song. It's great. Everything about it was great. They had everything down. The choreography, the aesthetic, everything. They sounded incredible. It was a very good mix. It does not sound like I said, it has aged incredibly well. This is really solid. I'll have to check out more of Wonder Girls and some of these earlier generation groups. Certainly, because they definitely inspired the the groups, the generations now, the ones that we are sort of on about at this point in time. And at least like the Twice generation, you know what I mean? Perhaps some of the fourth gen, like, the latest groups, maybe they're branching off into some different sounds, and that's cool. I mean, that's to be expected. That's it. It's all, I enjoy all of it. You know what I mean? But it makes sense that that this has influenced at least some of the groups that I have certainly become familiar with here, and that we all sort of know and already enjoy, right? So this is really cool. This is really cool, man. It's really cool. So I'm gonna have to look up some more, find some more songs by Wonder Girls, and even they jumped ahead to the next video earlier. I think it was Girls' Generation. I've certainly heard of them. I've seen some things with them, but not really heard like their music yet. So groups like that, I'll definitely will check out, because it's worth it. I mean, they're good. They're great. They're awesome. They came a little bit earlier, but they were hits also, and it's easy to see why. This was a solid track, solid song, absolutely great vocals, JYP production, JYP writing. So it stands to reason. But the girls really sounded amazing. I'm like pretty impressed by something that came out in such a long time ago, in 2007. I'm like, I can remember, you know what I mean, where I was in 2007. Like, this was a thing. This was out. I didn't know at all. I wouldn't have guessed it. But anyways, I got a lot of catching up to do, which is pretty awesome, because it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be fun. And I do know that like the picture I have up now, obviously there's 5 members here in this video and 4 in the picture. From what I've seen, the lineup has changed quite a bit over the years. So there's probably it makes sense that there's going to be a variety of different sounds. See how, if there's a bit of a continuity, or if it changes up quite drastically, depending on who the members are. But we'll check it out. We'll see what happens. But this was really, really fun, man. Wonder Girls, with Nobody. It's a great song. I liked it when I first heard it on 16, and I knew it was going to be good, and I knew it was going to be fun. I was not ready for JYP's part in it, though. But he can do what he wants, right? Because he's JYP. But Wonder Girls, Nobody, they were absolutely wonderful.